and Conor McGregor are both very polarizing figures for this sport, and they keep on doing amazing things. So hopefully one day us as fellow fighters can follow in their footsteps and be able to do movies. And Conor McGregor, he did an interview saying that he's been getting movie offers from Hollywood. So it's good to be able to see something like that come from nothing. I mean, this man was working full-time collecting welfare checks, and now here he is. He's got $85,000 watches on, and he's staying up late and driving Bentleys everywhere. So I think it's a good thing, and I'm proud of both those guys and happy for both of them.
Looking at your fight, the great physical talents you both bring into it, do you think it could be? Do you think it could be a case of who's strongest between the ears, or psychologically who's stronger?
I think it'd be all of it. When you're going to battle, you got to be mentally strong, you got to be physically, cardio. It's everything, and even the skill set doesn't hurt a while, because when me and my coach, we take a step back and we look at this, and it's like, okay, what is the game plan? We sit there and we're like, there really isn't a game plan, because you have no deficiencies. Like, I can fight everywhere. So granted, don't get me wrong, when you go out there, you got to test things out, see what the other opponent's trying to accomplish, or sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. But for us, we like to dissect our opponents and be like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish in this fight? What are you trying to accomplish? And they take that away from them, then they have nothing else to do. And that's the way we go about doing our fights.
Do you think I know you get hit in a fight, but you went down a few times with him, does that get into your head? Does it play into it?
No, we were talking last night. He goes, dude, one of the times you got dropped, you were just being super lazy. You just walked in there and didn't do anything. And then he was like, that just shows you just walked up to him and took one of his shots, and you fell down and you got right back up. So you got to think, like, you could take a shot and you got back up. If he jumps all over you, that's perfect. He just crossed the distance for you, and then you start wrestling and go into your clinch game and go from there. So when you look at it in reality, it's like, yes, it's a fight. You're going to get hit. You might get dropped. You might not. But it wasn't like those were the only 3 shots that hit me that fight, and I still stood after all those other shots. If that makes sense.
Do you feel that this fight is for your legacy? I mean, this is a watershed fight for you?
Yeah, I try not to, I don't even know what watershed means, but when it comes to legacy and all that stuff,
spotlight.
Spotlight, yeah, I guess you could say. I mean, there's a lot of hype behind this fight than my previous fights, and I think that's credited to, when I fought Ali Bagatinov, he didn't speak English. When I fought Kyoji Horiguchi, he didn't speak English. But when you look at Kyoji Horiguchi's record, it's way better than John Dodson. I mean, John Dodson's lost 6 times in his whole entire career. Kyoji's lost once. I've lost twice. So when you look at that, it kind of, it's always about the names and how much exposure this man has had. You imagine if you had, a guy like Sergio Pettis on Ultimate Fighter, then he went off and won it, and then he will probably be in that situation, because Sergio Pettis at that time, before he's lost a couple, he's only lost maybe once or twice, and he was still young. So I think this is a big spotlight just because John Dodson does bring great athletic ability in the octagon. He's a great fighter, and he's, but then again, the guys he spot and beat to get back to his title, Daryl Montague, he went 0-3 in the UFC, so he really did anything. Now he just got cut. John Moraga, he beat John Moraga prior to that, and then, he kind of hit him with the knee to the nose, and they had to stop it. And then he fought an ex-teammate. So when I look at that, and I sit back and look at that, it doesn't matter, but when I look at it as a fan perspective, it's like, this guy hasn't fought a guy like me, whereas I'm a totally different beast. Like, if I shoot, you stuff it, perfect, bro. I'm gonna throw 5 more shots at you and I hope you can stop all 5 of them. And if you stop all 5 of them, perfect, I'll go into my clinch game. So in order for somebody to beat me, they're gonna have to basically knock me out and lights cold, or they're gonna have to run and defend every single thing I'm bringing them. As you look at my title defenses, I fight Joseph Benavidez. Joseph Benavidez has never been finished in his life. He has submission victories, he has TKO victories, he has knockout victories. So this man is well-rounded. You look at Kyoji Horiguchi, only been defeated once, has never been submitted or finished. And the guy he lost to is Maeda. He's pretty legit too. I mean, the list goes on. John Moraga, I mean, he's lost to John Dodson before that, but other than that, he's never been finished. So when I'm fighting these guys in my title defenses, I'm fighting guys I've never tasted like, oh, fuck, he got me. I tap. Good job, man. And every single time where we get in these fights, they're always talking shit.
Hey,